Johnson. I would go back and say, Senator Johnson, what this is an ignorance of the history and how far we've come. I would sit down and tell him that the reason that we got the 64 and 65 Civil Rights Act and Voting Rights Act is because of the Edmund Pettus Bridge and people who were brutally beaten on national TV for the first time in this country's history. White folk throughout this country were able to see the dogs, the water hoses, the batons, etc. This is about the assassinations, the Medgar Evers, the Emmett Tills. All of those things led to the Civil Rights Act and Voting Rights Act. I would say, Senator Johnson, the way we got the Fair Housing Act of 1968 was because Dr. King got assassinated. I would say, hell, the reason that the Confederate flag came down in South Carolina is because 9 people, including my friend Clemente Pinckney, were murdered in a church. I would say, Senator Johnson, the only reason we're on the cusp and having these discussions about criminal justice reform is because George Floyd had a knee in his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. What I'm trying to tell you is that there is a great deal of pain and black blood that's flown through the streets of this country so that we could have a semblance of political change. And so I think that he needs to understand the history of this country. So when you make comments like, it's okay for these white boys to come in here with their Confederate flags and anti-Semitic rhetoric and beat police officers and murder a cop, but if there is somebody black standing up for what they believe to be right and just, saying that we need to stop being killed in the street, you want the National Guard called on them. See, that's the problem. And it's not people who use ignorant rhetoric. It's people in power who implement racist policies. That's why I have a problem with Grothman and Ron Johnson.